Hey guys, welcome to the 12th StreamCast. The big guns are coming out now. Best, greatest, amazingest. No. Just got back from SHOT Show. Kind of a giant pain in the ass. We had some canceled flights on the way back. It was its own special type of pain in the ass. And, right when we get there, my wife and Will and I, we get the notification or the news starts breaking about the coronavirus. So we're like, oh no, please no. Especially when you're at SHOT Show surrounded by like a billion people. It's something in and of its own. Especially like it was making me so paranoid. We'd be walking into like I don't know. Well, frame of reference. So coronavirus is coming out of is it Hunan or whatever it's called. Anyway, it's come from China, and there were an enormous amount of Chinese people at SHOT Show. Not necessarily for SHOT Show, but because in Vegas there's a lot of Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year celebrations going on, and so like the amount of people from China, Japan, that whole that Southeastern Asia and Asia in general tend to wear the little little masks if they have a cold or the flu or whatever as like a polite gesture. Well, just the same, when you hear there's like the next bubonic plague coming out of Asia and all you see are Asian people with these damn masks, you're like, oh shit. Like, it was interesting. Yeah, 100% there, Ray. It is. SHOT Show is just a cluster. There's so many people, and there's so much crap. There's like now, given there's a handful of pretty cool stuff that's there for sure, but it's like weeding through all the crap to get to the cool stuff is like, I mean, on one hand it's a pain in the ass, but on the other hand it's part of like the charm, because if it's where guys that have channels that are my size and smaller can make a name for themselves, is being able to separate the groupies from the rock stars. Like you see stuff and you're like, ooh, that's pretty cool, And it's there were definitely some cool things there, and there were a lot of things I didn't get a chance to cover just by virtue of the fact that my team consists of my wife filming, myself, doing all the interviews, and then this time we had one of our subscribers and a friend of mine, Will, was carrying a bunch of gear for us the whole time, which was tremendously helpful. Because it sucks to have to lug all the crap around the shot room floor and then set up and quickly film and then keep going. Which, I mean, I think we put out 2 more videos. Let me look at the little thing real fast. Well, if you include this one, but I believe SHOT Show 2020, 40 videos. SHOT Show 2019, 36 videos. Let's see. And I'm not even seeing SHOT Show 2018. But, I didn't mean to click anything, but okay. Boop. But, we definitely kicked ass. And I would have actually had even more videos out, but this year I was also working for Military Times and International Sportsman, churning out content for both of them. And right now I should actually not be streaming, but writing an article. However, I thought it'd be a good time to go and kind of like, do like a debrief of SHOT Show while it's still fresh in my mind and while people still care. Because there's definitely more than a few companies. And I have one last video I haven't cut yet. But it's not really gun related. And it is, but it's not. It's not like it's not a gun per se. It's actually a little video about a guy who made who was a Delta guy who started a company that made whiskey. Whiskey. Anyway, and so like he had his product there and it was pretty cool, super high end. And I wanted to get that guy some exposure as well. But let's see, shiver me timbers, indeed. PSA pistol. I do think the PSA pistol is going to do well, just by virtue of the fact that it's $299, pretty damn cheap. And that, what's it called? We're going to see that go even lower when, excuse me, when there's any kind of Black Friday sale or whatever sale. We're definitely going to see more of that. That's cool. I think this year, PSA was freaking killing it. Even if you hate on them as a purist for not having like perfect clones of the AKs they were putting out, they were still putting out a ton of stuff between the Jackal, the AK. The 5.56 AK, the 5.45 AK, a Crink clone, a Type 56 clone, the 103 clone. They were just, and they had a pistol caliber carbine that feeds some Scorpion mags that I didn't even see any information about online. I was literally wrapping up from filming on their MP5 thing, and I was like, oh crap, what's that? And so it's definitely like, oh man, there's almost too much to cover. Small EDC, big PP, big facts, fun. I heard PC tell someone they plan to have an AK and 300 Blackout and 6.5 Grendel later this year. That's cool. There's also a rumor that PSA has an FAL and a Dragunov in the works. Now, I don't know how true that is. I mean, with them having like recruited the guys from Leadstar, I could see it, right? Because those guys really know what they're doing. PSA brings their whole economy of scale, plus Leadstar being able to do like the more like niche things. Oh yeah, I could definitely see that being like getting huge. PSA 5, yes, the MP5 looked really cool. It's definitely not like it's not a purist MP5 at all. But I don't think they're trying to make it into a purist MP5. I think they're trying to make something that's more of a, I've always wanted a roller delayed gun, but I can't swing $2,000 for a real MP5 or $1,500 or $1,600 or whatever. And it definitely softens the blow of having to buy all the MP5 accessories. I think some of the ways that they're kind of cutting the cost are a little odd. I mean, the front sight, I don't really care about. As long as it looks correct, I don't care. What's it called? The trigger pack. I mean, it might be okay. I haven't really shot it yet. I also heard there were rumors, I forget who commented on one of the videos, but they were like, I heard the MP5 broke on the floor, people messing with it. I don't know. It seemed completely fine to me. It was funny as though at the end of the video, and I cut it because it wasn't like really relevant. They were like, "Have you done the slap yet?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "The HK slap. Did you do the HK slap to it?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because I own an MP5. I don't need to pretend to be freaking Bruce Willis in Die Hard. John McClane. There's the word. I wasn't trying to be a smartass, and they were all like, "Oh, money bags," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, no." I definitely got a very good price on that PTR. But I think the most exciting gun they had out there, other than the 103, for me was the Type 56. I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" Because like the folding spiker AK, it's just its own kind of cool. But I'm never gonna pay Norinco prices. I'm just not gonna do it. There's no way I'm gonna drop. Gosh, what are they now? $1,800 to $2,000 on an AK that can't really readily accept optics. And someone's gonna go, "Oh, rifle is fine. Rifle does not need optics." And like, yeah, okay, maybe for you, but I'm like nearly blind, and so optics are my best friend. Let's see. Sean Williams, been through SHOT, looking at all the SHOT Show videos. You have the best, great work. Thank you, Sean. Give credit to my wife, Kay, because she was cracking the whip the whole time. We get back to the room after doing 4 or 5 interviews, and I'd be ready to go, like, let's get something to eat, go to the bar, get a beer, and go to bed. Like, I'm just done. And she's like, nope, crack the whip, keep putting out videos. They expect the videos, put out the videos, and I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Using like an old crappy HP laptop to do it that's like 6 years old now. And so, like, each of those little 3-minute videos, the reason there's, like, no post-production on any of the videos at all is because it takes those videos 25 minutes to compile. Like, on my current, the rig that I'm on right now, which is like a workstation, right? I can compile videos faster than I can watch them. So, like, a 3-minute video compiles in, like, 2 minutes flat, right? And that huge gap of time means, because there was when I did the Winchester Wildcat, I didn't realize until after I pushed it live that I'd screwed up the timeline and it was desynced. So like it was oddly desynced. Like it seemed to get worse as the video went on. So like it was initially good, and then eventually it ended up like looking like Godzilla. They're like, "Watch out, Godzilla is attacking." And it was like, I was like, "Shit, that's terrible. Like that's awful." I was like, damn it, I gotta recompile this. And it sounds like an additional 40 minutes added to it, which was like brutal. Let's see. You seem pretty excited about the 556 clone. Do you plan on getting one when they come out? Yeah, no, I definitely am, especially with the folding stock, for sure. Big fan. And if I can't get a real folding stock, I might just, especially if they don't come out with one for a while, I might just drill and tap for the Manicore folder, which is pretty close. If PSA comes out with a correct 103 clone, I would get one. Yeah, no, 100%, because the 103 clone was like, it's close, and I'll give them credit for the price. It's pretty close, right? Yeah, the dust cover's wrong. Yeah, the training's kind of wrong, and there's a couple other little things. But like, just to get it that close, and if the components that are used in it are dimensionally mil-spec, that's badass. Because that means for like an additional $100-$200, if you had the wherewithal, you could make it pretty much perfectly a perfect clone or whatever. And even that is tremendous compared to like right now. If you want to make a 103 clone, your options are like buy a Sega and have Krebs converted for you for huge money. Buy an SLR or an SGL that's already with a side folder. That's also huge money. Or have like a custom builder build you one from a parts kit. Also huge money. Well over $1,500 for any of those options. That's why if this thing comes out for like $600, like they're saying, that's tremendous. Yay, wife, indeed. And yes, Will, Bick. We gave out a bunch of stuff at SHOT Show, so also shout out Discord. Yes. Let's see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Click that to be more handsome, have more hair, a bigger penis, and you can easily deadlift on another 100 pounds just by joining the Discord. Every woman who ever wronged you will call you in the next 20 minutes to apologize. Yeah, just keep waiting. Can't help but like the new Henry side-loading rifles. Yes, Mule Kicker, very good. International Sportsman, yeah, hey, there's the guys that I'm also doing work for. If you haven't been to International Sportsman, you should. I believe it is just straight up. If I can actually get it. Yeah, in internationalsportsman.com. I'm going to drop a link in the chat log. We have a couple of articles up. And if you want, like, there's companion articles to basically every video I cut. Well, not every, but like about a third of them at SHOT Show are up on that site. And they have those videos embedded in them. So you can get, like, all the details that I couldn't really just, like, push into the actual articles, or into the videos themselves, excuse me, that I then expanded upon inside those articles, which is really, really good. I'm also losing my voice already from SHOT Show, so hang in there with me. Mule Kicker, yes, the new side-loading Henrys are really cool, and the X model, the one they have now, the threaded one in like a series caliber, as opposed to the Rimfire. I forget what they called the Rimfire threaded model, but yeah, they've got 30-30. 4570, I think 44 Magnum for the new X model, which is very cool. Let's see. You have a video on the SR556 Ruger? If so, please tell me. I don't, but I could probably fix that if I give them a call. I didn't realize that they were still making the Ruger 556s, because that's their piston ones, right? Let's see. Yeah, that's their piston gun that looks like a 416. Yeah, that's a cool gun. From what I understand, I may be completely wrong, but I believe the guy who developed it for Ruger was the guy who invented the Ultimax, that light machine gun from Singapore, which is very cool. I just want the muzzle brake on the 103 clone. I thought the 103 clone had the correct muzzle brake, didn't it? I mean, I guess I could just literally pull up the SHOT Show playlist and we'll look. I'm fairly certain it does. Have that really, really cool angle I have there. Yeah, alright, let's see. Because it's on the wall. That's the 5.56. Yeah, you can't really see it, but in the background, it's right back there. It's that the 74 style comp. I'm not gonna know I guess it is a brake because it doesn't actually decrease vertical climb via redirecting the gases vertically. It's a pure brake. But yeah, no, it is proper, I believe. Fun with guns, everything in life has gotten better since the joined Discord. Hit the like button. Indeed, Like when I first met Fun with Guns, I actually couldn't stand him. He was offensive to the senses, despite the fact that I only knew him via a screen name online. But when he clicked that Discord channel, I actually made him the godfather of my first child instantly. That's how powerful the Discord channel is. Let's see. PSA Jackal has really gotten my attention. Seems like a fun truck gun or range toy with a can. Yes, 100%. It seems like a poor man's Scar AK hybrid. And I was like, yes. It was funny is when I first came into the their booth, I actually didn't even notice it, and because I think it's not Chad. Chad's the heavyset guy that works there. He's a hell of a shot, by the way. There's the other guy, might have been Chris, I think it was. He was talking to somebody else and he shifted his weight over out of the way, and I was like, whoa, what is that? You know, so I had to jump on that for sure. Jackal is very cool. Agreed. I think it's dope. I want one. Yeah, I think it's really badass for the for what's it called, the Jackal, for the fact that it utilizes a standard AR lower. That's brilliant. That was very, very clever on their part. And I think they could very well give Brownells a huge run for their money with the with their BR 180 or what it's called, their AR 180 clone, for sure. Interesting. PSA coming out with an 80% of their 9mm. I believe so. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. I think what surprised me is that the grip on that new pistol they're making, right? It doesn't look like it has a ton of like tactile grip to it or like aggressive texturing to it, but it's still very, very comfortable. I was disappointed that they weren't at range day, but from what I understand, more and more companies are like backing out of range day, and not because they don't want their guns to be shot, etc., etc. It's not worth the money, and part of why it's not worth the money is that SHOT Show lets in a lot of people that they don't really have any business being there as media. There's a lot of airsoft companies. There's a lot of like bloggers for airsoft companies. And there's a lot of guys that come from countries where the guns can't be sold legally. And so, like, I can appreciate, you know, some guy from India who wants to go to SHOT Show and cover the guns. I get it, but I also understand from a manufacturer's standpoint, if these guys can't actually bring in any customers, there's not really a point to having them there. And it's something like range day where they can burn up ammo, like, you're spending money for no reason, and it sucks. Like I think it wasn't as much of a big deal during the Obama like rush when like companies were making money hand over fist. Like they couldn't keep anything in stock anywhere. When that was occurring, they were letting everybody in, and because they didn't care, they were like, whatever. These guys can shoot 50 BMG for all I give a shit because we can't keep anything in stock for more than like a couple hours. And like, so I remember there was 2 years ago at SHOT Show, there was a guy filming at range day, speaking Japanese, and he had some kind of thing on some like you know tactical patch, whatever, a bunch of anime and crap on it. But he had a website on one of his things, and I just was like, let me just go visit the website. I don't remember what it was, but it was 100% just like an enthusiast website, and there's nothing wrong with being a fan of airsoft. However, I can definitely see from the perspective of companies not wanting that guy to throw lead down range. And I'm not saying it's dangerous per se. It's not. I mean, as long as you have somebody within arm's reach to be like, hey, idiot, don't put that gun in your mouth, they're going to be fine, right? But at the same time, if they were a little more stringent on who got into certain like aspects of it, or if they treated SHOT Show like the majority of trade shows, like big ones are treated, where there's like 2 or 3 days where the media are allowed in exclusively, and then 3 more days of general public. That would work amazingly. I could get all my crap done I needed to get done, and then just get out, right? I could crank out so many videos if I wasn't worried about like maneuvering around people and this, that, and the other, and making what's it called, appointments, etc., etc. Will Bick, remember the PSA making 9x39 and they want to make it? Yes. So when Bick there and I were at PSA's booth, we pointed out to them that we found that website that had the VSS parts kits, and we're trying to get them to to potentially manufacture a 9x39 clone. So who knows? Probably not going to happen, but it might. It very well might. Depends on the popularity of that cartridge. New jam composition looks sweet. I have 930 tack, and I'm butthurt. This one shoots way cleaner. Yeah, Eric, I felt the same way when they were like, you can run it for 1,500 rounds without cleaning. I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, please, yes. I mean, that's I love my 930, but just like the lady was saying, oh god, Linda Powell, the Mossberg rep, was saying it's not. After about 150 rounds, that gun will start to malfunction fairly regularly, right? Which sounds very, very short, but here's the thing. It's a shotgun. Most people don't blow through 160 to 170 rounds in a single outing in rapid succession, right? Provided you clean your gun, and I'm not saying like a deep cleaning. I mean like run a bore or like an oiled bore brush through the like the magazine tube and the barrel, and maybe put a little bit of graphite or whatever in the action, or not graphite, grease rather, and you're good to go, right? It's kind of a pain in the ass. It shouldn't be that unreliable, but by their very nature of their setup, auto-loading shotguns, not very reliable. Sucks. Let's see. Damn weebs. Indeed. I did see the Bren 2 carbine. We were gonna do a video on it on the last day of SHOT Show, and I was just burned out, and I was like, I don't care. I looked around, I didn't see any reps that were around, and I was like, nah, yeah, I'm out. I would definitely love that for sure. To have been able to get more time with that or shoot it, but I didn't see it at range day either. PSA was really on fire this year. Yeah, no, 100%. PSA was freaking killing it. They had so many cool things out. What's it called? I still think their Vitias pseudo not really clone, the PS AKV. That thing is freaking cool as hell. I've got one on loan for review from them, and I think it's like 6 months overdue. I'm just gonna wait until they show up with the police. That thing's mine. I want that. No, I'm actually saving up money to buy one because they're not gonna sell me the one I have, so I have to go buy one. And I was like, fine. No, it's really cool, and it's definitely worth the money. I mean, the fact that I'm seriously looking to actually buy one myself at full price is huge, because not a very well kept secret, but you know, reviewers often, we get offered guns at a pretty steep discount. It's not like apparently before I was in the industry, back when it was primarily just print, you reviewed a gun, it was yours, and I was like, oh, that would have been so critical. That would have been phenomenal. But then again, when that was the case, there were only like 10, maybe 15 publications, and there's no way they were all going to review the same gun. So, I mean, like, if a company said, oh, you have to give out 5 guns to completely saturate the media market, it's pretty cheap money. Now, you know, every swinging dick has a YouTube channel. If you're giving out 100 of any gun, you're losing money. Let's see. I think Preston says, do you think Arsenal made a mistake by creating a Gucci AK instead of a 545? I think Arsenal made a mistake by putting out what is effectively a tap code AK. It looks like something that Red Jacket Firearms would have put out in between bouts of molesting his daughter. That's what I think about the Arsenal AK. They haven't made a quality firearm since they stopped importing SGLs. Their SLRs are okay, but the SGL series that they would modify, that was the pinnacle of their actual, like, creative and mechanical capabilities. Those were phenomenal guns. The crap, including the SAM 7, milled AKs are a freaking meme. I have 3 of them, right? I have 3 milled AKs. They're cool, right? Would never take them over a stamped gun. The added weight is superfluous. Yes, the action is a little bit smoother on a milled AK. After putting God knows how many thousands of rounds through AKs, like, if I had to sell an AK, the top of the list in guns I would sell would start with milled guns every single time. They don't bring enough to the table to be worthwhile. I think that the guns that Arsenal put out are awful looking, short-sighted, and too little too late. Looks like they were trying to emulate Jim Fuller and Sharps Brothers, but they made an objectively worse looking, worse performing gun at a similar price point, which is confusing. Although I don't know if you guys watched the video on the AKs I put out, when the rep was like, "These would be very collectible," and I was like, Like, collectible to fucking who? Pardon my French. I know someone's gonna get on me for cursing, because they did the last 4 times I cursed in these stupid things. But yeah, there's no way. Those things aren't collectible or garbage. I would be surprised if they lasted more than a year. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Tim Harmson is 100% correct. I would be very surprised. I mean, they might sell a decent amount based purely on the fact that he was impressed with them. I like the idea of a modernized AK, but their execution was just fugly. It's terrible looking. It's almost as cringe as the what was it? What would Eugene Stoner do? Oh my god! Don't even get me started on that abortion of a firearm. Like the fact that Carl has the hubris to believe that he is on par with Eugene Stoner intellectually is like Don Quixote amounts of delusion, right? Like Ian's a very intelligent individual from what I can gather, right? Carl, if Ian is Frankenstein, Carl is Igor. And that's applicable in more ways than one. Let's see. Stanley said, I want to go shot. I'm no blogger. Truth, you can come with me next time if you want and carry stuff. Let's see. A bit of graphite for cleaning. You know, gets the stains out. Let's see. The stock actually feel like solid, like a scar. Unlike a scar, rather, for the, I'm guessing you mean for the, Jackal. Yeah, that thing was actually rock solid. It uses the newest PSA folder, which is like a variation of the Galil stock, so it has like that jigsaw, camming surface. That thing's super solid. Is that water? Is just slamming vodka? Yes. Let's see. They probably wouldn't even let you touch the Bren 2 carbine. You're probably right. CC's not a fan of Burst Review at all. Between a Bren 2 carbine and a 16-inch 5.56 Jackal when it comes out later. Yeah, I would go with the Jackal purely for the lifetime warranty and the fact that even if you get a total turd from PSA, which is pretty unlikely, you know that PSA is going to take care of you. CZ doesn't have quite as stellar of reputation in terms of customer service. I mean, the majority of the guns from CZ are very good out the gate. I think the only CZ gun other than the Dan Wesson that I reviewed that I have heard anything bad about is the Rami, I forget how it's pronounced. And that's not even all of them. That's just a handful of them, from what I understand, are fairly unreliable. Let's see. PSA needs to start making suppressors on or pair with Innovative Arms in South Carolina. Yes. They could outprice everyone and really push that common use. Yes, they really could. They're actually physically like 35 minutes apart. They're very, very close. Innovative's only like an hour for me. Hour and a half for me, and PSA's like an hour and 45 for me. PSA should go after law enforcement contracts. That would push Glock's prices lower. Yeah, it would. Let's see. Bravo and 2020 Shot Show. Did you see the alien pistol? I did. And when I saw the price tag, I busted a 180 and left. I think it's worth $2,500 at the absolute max, and that's just for the novelty of the weapon. Let's see. Yeah, oof, red jacket. Yeah, Glock sells to LE for about the same price as PSA. That's true. Farkle. Chris, PSA would have to show Glock reliability in a pistol platform and beat Glock's LEO price. And remember that PSA X11, unfortunately? Yeah, that was not great. Curse away. Thanks, fun. AK-20 or Occam Defense Merc. Yeah, the Occam Defense, thank you. I was trying to think of the name of that handguard. I'm actually in the process of writing up an article on that for Military Times, because there's more than a passing resemblance. That looks like they straight up stole that design. Every time you curse, you have to take a shot. I'm actually, well, not stone cold sober. I had like half a glass of wine earlier, but that's just because I had an open bottle. I didn't want it to go gross, turn into vinegar. But this is water. I talk too fast for my own good, as was evident about on the what's it called, pistol. That's the Wraithworks pistol, that video where I was like flying through it, and I didn't realize until I got back to the editing room that I was like, oh yeah, I was definitely spurging out there and being excited about my own stuff too much. That was actually really cool. Let's see. Curious if FN barrel is better, more accurate. Yeah, same Shark. What Gene Stoner would do is the XM16E1 because he actually did it. Yeah, Wolf, that or the SR15, which he also actually made. Plus the 1K premium you're paying for the Bren 2. Agreed. Why does CZ not like Burst? I did a review on their Dan Wesson, and it was a less than stellar review. I think the majority of the stuff that Dan Wesson with that, yeah, but CZ makes great. My experience with the Dan Wesson was not great, and there was some miscommunication in terms of requesting support on it, and it just like it was like I was communicating via an editor, and it basically it came across that I was like, you're gonna love this review, and the review was scathing, and so they thought I was just being like a dick, and so they were not happy. Let's see. Chris Rust says, PSA just picked up a bunch of CNC machines a few months ago, so they are going to be pumping out some stuff out to the market. Nice. That'd be very cool. Yeah, there was some company at SHOT that had like an 8-axis lathe, I think it was, or a mill lathe combo, whatever, that I missed out on. I saw in the ARFCOM forum somebody had mentioned them, and apparently they were able to make like perfect 357 Magnum cylinders, right, out of like billet steel, whatever. But they were cut out to be bottle openers in like under 2 minutes. Like it was like stupid quick, and they were like laser precise, perfect. I think the machine was like $300,000. It was something like nuts. But I was sitting there like, man, all the cool stuff I can make with that. I mean, I'm no CNC engineer or whatever, right? I mean, I have a background in game design, so I can 3D model pretty well. As far as modeling in SolidWorks, I've done it. As far as how well would it hold up to like tension and forces and like pressure spikes of cartridges going off, yeah, that I couldn't tell you. But I could definitely make some cool ass stuff for sure. Let's see. Love you for the honesty. You're welcome, brother. I love in range and forgotten weapons, but they get up there sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem, Jork, was just, I think they got carried away, and by there, I think Carl got carried away when Brownells flashed some money at him and had him host the booth and everything else. Because, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the, what's it called? The freaking, the gun that they put together, but it has a lot of questionable factors on it that, like, I'm actually thinking about doing my own video rebuttal of theirs, which may or may not involve some really half-assed impersonations of both of them, and showing you what I think like Stoner would actually have done. Because I feel like the video or the gun they put together is what they would have made, not what Stoner would have made, but what they would have made, particularly for their 2-gun competitions. The one thing on there they put on there that was kind of like weird and obscure that I agreed with was the pencil barrel, because I feel like for a combat rifle, especially because Stoner, like, he didn't necessarily want a heavy contour barrel, and anything that guys had to carry around the field for hours, you're not going to want to have like a really thick barrel. It's a pain in the ass. It ruins how quickly you can get the gun on target, etc. But like the carbon fiber handguards, like, come on, dude. Yes, carbon fiber pound for pound is stronger than aluminum, right? That is a fact. But it is also directionally stronger. So like you can weave and fix it to an extent, but it's not for like half an ounce more, or no, maybe it's an ounce and a half more. You can get like extruded aluminum, which is proven, and if something ever crushes aluminum, right, you can just bend it back. You can't bend carbon fiber back. If carbon fiber hits its point of failure, it shatters, right? And let's see. But yeah, no, there's a lot of things on there that I'm a little like, nah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't think so. Especially like, I would love for somebody, and maybe it'll have to be me, to go and actually look at things that Eugene Stoner has gone on record saying, whether that was while he was in employment at Armalite or later on at Knight's Armament or whatever. And well, first off, I don't think Stoner would have kept the gun in 5.56 because that was not his choice. I want to say, I don't know. It's something that it's not something that I would sit there and just kind of go with. I mean, I can appreciate that they wanted to have the gun be ambidextrous and lightweight, but I think the options they chose, I believe there are less expensive options that do the job at least as well as the ones they chose, or cheaper. I couldn't say offhand 100%, but like I mean the like the Faxon handguard they chose, which is actually made by Lancer, but it's rebranded by Faxon. I'm pretty sure at least. Faxon's great stuff, right? But it's also that's expensive as shit, and you could skimp on something like that and beef up other portions of the rifle. Plus, I think $1,800 is insane for a gun that's not going to be like blowing everything else out of the water performance wise. I mean, $1,800, an $1,800 AR is Daniel Defense at retail, right? At $1,800, I expect that AR to be effectively perfect, and I would not agree that theirs are, or their choices would be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see, Pencil Gang, rise up, hell yeah, brother, hell yeah, brother. Saw it and want a comparison review and how it stands up to field use. Agreed. Defense Distributed 3 printer looks dope. TFB video said 35 minutes for an AR lower and 45 minutes for an AK receiver. That's sick. That's freaking awesome. I gotta go. All right, man. Take care, Senor Rust. Out of everyone I watched, your interviews were very professional. Well done. Enjoy them. Thanks, brother. Yeah, no, we definitely, gosh. Only towards the end when I was like just completely exhausted did I lose my composure, and it was like that Winchester rep was killing me. Like I didn't laugh at him. But dude, when he called the damn magazines a banana clip, I thought he was trolling. I thought he was straight up trolling. Like I was waiting for him to be like, like get it. But he either that or he just like, you know, he played what's it called, the dead serious approach. But I was like, okay. Did you have a chance to see the Drake Athena light chassis rifle? No, I'm not. I am not. No, I'm in fact not an AR-15. However, let me see. You called it a Drake. Is it an Athena? Let's see what you said. Athena, yeah, sorry. I will look right now. Because the name sounds really familiar. Oh, that fugly thing. Yeah. Didn't they choose something similar to that for their lower? Or am I thinking of something else? Because there was definitely, I believe it was something like that. But yeah, yeah, let me pull it up here so everybody at home can witness. Witness me. Let's see, that thing. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's actually hideous. I mean, now I'll give them credit, right? I like where their head's at. I like that somebody is trying something new. I genuinely like that someone's trying something new. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. And it's pretty expensive too, right? Let's see. Yeah, for the complete rifle, $17.76. Haha, should have made it $1 more. Let's see. Do they actually sell the lower by itself? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Not a fan of that stock either. Thing's hideous. Oh, they actually have somebody really actually using it. Oh man, they got some Instagram model to pose with it. Alright, so time for some, no, I guess it's alright. I don't like the focal depth they use in this photo, to be honest. I know it's not what you guys care about, but I'm sitting looking at it and I'm like, yeah, that's not the lens I would have used. If you look at some of the bokeh in the background, it's okay, but it's oblong. But at least they used a decent lens quality, because you're not seeing like hexagonal bokeh, the out of focus elements. I guess you guys can't see that I'm pointing at the screen. But yeah, you can see. I think you guys can see the mouse cursor. No, you can't. Let's see if I can blow it up. Nope, I guess not. Nope, I guess not. But anyway, no, it's interesting. I like the cell phone picture of like a grouping. That's quality. You know, one of the things that I've wanted to do for a very long time in a video, right, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it without accidentally just putting a hole through my camera, is once I upgrade my next camera bodies, I'm going to use one of the old ones and I want to try to position a camera to focus on me through the target, right? And shoot a tight grouping, and then as the grouping opens up the target, have the camera then be able to see me through the holes in the paper. I think that would be freaking awesome. Also extraordinarily difficult to do. But it's one of those things where it's like, man, that'd be cool if only... And you're like, the amount of effort involved in it. Let's see... Laughing out loud, $1,800. Give me a PSA M16 clone. Yeah, no, I'm 100% behind you there, Senor Bick. It's I think it's the amount of hate people talk about PSA is too damn funny to me. Like, especially on their ARs. Like other AKs, there are some fairly valid points in terms of authenticity and whatnot, but their ARs are more or less mil spec. And I mean, for the money, it's really hard to find fault with them. It really is. I mean, the first AR that I ever put together, I used a PSA lower. I mean, for the most part, a lower is a lower is a lower. There are a few exceptions out there that make really crappy lowers, but even like the quote unquote the poverty pony, the Anderson lowers, they're fine. They're occasionally they'll have like burrs in them or whatever, but that's it. You polish them out and you're good to go. Let's see. Looks like a Fortnite gun. Yeah, it really does look like a Fortnite gun. It reminds me of the XM8, like the fish gun almost. Hideous. However, if the results they claim are real, might be worth it to some, not me though. But see, the thing is, even if their gun is like it gets X, I don't know, like say it's sub MOA or blah blah blah. For $1,800, you can get a sub MOA AR that runs fine. Like for $1,000, you can pretty much put together a dead nuts accurate AR. Especially if you wait around and shop on like sales and stuff, you can get a freaking smoking deal. Like case in point rather. So let's go to Bravo Company Machine if I can actually type, which I can't. Is it BCM USA where you actually can buy the stuff? And they have one site. It's like a weird landing page. It doesn't actually do anything. Free floater BCM, $600 for a... Now, does that come with a bolt? And this is like one of their like Gucci tier ones. So let's add that to cart. Neat. Continue shopping. And this is if you're just being like lazy. I'll just go buy a let's see. Can I get a bolt carrier? There you go. There's a semi Gucci Ambi extended one. We can get an expensive BCM carrier. Add a cart. And then I don't even know if I should even bother with adding like sights. Screw it. Let's go. Let's get a set of iron sights. I'm not gonna do what's it called? Like a I guess I gotta buy a rear iron sight. Here, even better. We'll add a carry handle sight just because it's a meme and it's better because it looks way more aesthetic. Iron sight, front sight. Let's see. Get like an old school. There we go. Folding front sight. Boom. There you go. $1,099.85. You have yourself a full BCM gun. All you need is a complete lower and you're good. And that's for like by most people's standards, that's like Gucci tier. And that was buying everything at full price without shopping around at all. And you've got yourself a gun that if you have a stripped lower or a lower, you can throw together for an additional $200. So you're in for $1,200 for a BCM AR that's going to perform as well as that $1,700 gun. And yeah, and you've got from a brand which is renowned for its like longevity, durability, and being at or above where Colt like was during their premium era. Let's see. Mad Max was an awesome movie. Witness me. Yeah, they had Mad Max slot machines. That was funny. Hideous, maybe. Let's see. Playing Tarkov, listening. There you go. Wish me RNG luck. Yeah, man. I'm driving while listening. Wish me luck. Yeah, don't die, brother. I would guess most people who bash PSA don't own a PSA. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying they're like there's not better options out there. I mean, there are, but they're more expensive. I mean, if you're looking to get into an AR, I especially if you find one of the BCMs that have like an FN barrel, get that, and then throw the other crap that you want onto it later, or hell, then. I mean, it's like the perfect basis for a custom gun. I mean, there are other gun companies out there that have like incredible products that will shave your groupings down like smaller and smaller and smaller, and you'll get really great results. But like if you want like a gun that you know is going to run 100%, it's backed by great warranties, and you don't want to drop $1,500, you still get Gucci tier stuff. You can throw together from a BCM gun. I mean, I suspect, though I don't know. Daniel Defense. How much is a Mark 18 upper? Let's see how much we could buy a Mark 18 upper for. I'm assuming that's not cheap. Yeah, the Mark 18 is $1,200. But if that's a complete upper, and I don't know if it is or not. No, it looks like it's missing sights. But but they have FDE. Show me the FDE preview. I want to see it. I'm trying to find like a decent one. I actually don't. No, I almost lied. I was gonna say I don't own anything from Daniel Defense. That's a lie. I own a magazine from them, which I was given at SHOT Show years ago, and then I have their fixed front sight, which I actually think is really badass. It's secured by a single flathead screw. That thing's perfect. It's like basically it's a single piece, other than the threaded portion with the actual front sight tower thing in it, or the post rather, and it clamps onto the rail just via tension. You screw in the screw and you're good to go. Easy. It's like bomb proof because it has like no components to it. Is it folding? No. Is it cheap? I think it's pretty cheap. I bought it. Gosh, I bought it like in 2005. Let's see if I can find it for sale. For sale. I can't type to save my life. I got a new keyboard, or rather, I killed my old keyboard. $61, which is definitely not what I paid for, because I never would have paid that. I want to say I got it on sale for like $40. But it's still not bad though. At all. I like I've got one here somewhere. It might be mounted on a gun. I've got one of the old like beginning of the War on Terror folding rear sights. I think they're Knight's Armament sights. Yeah, they are Knight's Armament. They have like the elevation like thing on the side. I think it's super janky, and it's not because the design's bad. It's just because of the fact that it's a war bringback one, and it has seen much better days. But yeah, I mean, if you can throw together a BCM gun for that, that's like stupid. I will say one of my favorite things about the AR is basically treating it like a grown man's Barbie doll / Lego kit, where I sit there and go through like 19 different configurations, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that. Like rarely am I ever when I'm especially back in the day when I had I remember distinctly. Not necessarily college, but like my first real job. I didn't have a ton of extra money, but I had a lot of downtime at my job, so I'd be sitting there on the PC for a decent amount of time, just being like, oh man, when I get this one paycheck, I'm gonna build this, I'm gonna build that, and I'd sit there and just like hover over deals and stuff and wait for stuff to go on sale. Let's see. Oh yeah, Aero Precision. Yeah, good call there. 9mm. Those are actually very good. Especially for the money. First AR with built with PSA dissipator upper. Hell yeah, dissipators are the bomb. I'm a huge fan. Like that extra sight radius, the soft recoil impulse, the extra handguard space. It's just very nice. I like. It's very good. How bad do you think the ammo scare is going to be when the election ramps up? You should buy some now of whatever you want, like ammo or whatever. Just buy now, just in case. And I'm not saying like stock up like you're about to, you know, roam the wastelands in like, you know, New Vegas, but like definitely have. I think everybody should have at least 500 rounds of 5.56 if they have an AR that they're not like currently using. That's not even a huge metric because I mean that's not cheap. I get it, but 500 rounds can get you through pretty much anything, and it's not a huge investment. What are your thoughts on the Diamondback DBX? I thought it was really cool. It is absurdly thin. It almost feels fake when you pick it up because it's so thin. It feels like it's like a mock-up they put on the wall. The recoil was like non-existent. I'm still not convinced that 5.7 isn't a meme. I've heard. I mean, I heard. I was listening on some guy's conversation where they were arguing its ballistic efficacy based on the guy. It was Hassan. It might have been the guy who shot up the naval base with it. About how like everyone that was killed by Hassan, or no, most of the victims that were killed by him with a 5.7 pistol were incapacitated with a single center mass shot. Yeah, I guess. That's kind of it's almost to me it's I'm not a big fan of handgun rounds that rely on velocity, purely because your best bet in killing someone with a handgun or like an opponent attacker or like a bad guy or an animal or whatever is not by putting a bunch of really small holes and hoping that the what's the stuff called, the hydrostatic hydrostatic shock, it is, where like the tissue expands rapidly, is going to put incapacitate them. It's more like trying to hit vital areas and punching large enough holes to cause bleed out, right? Like if you shoot a deer in its lungs, it's infinitely more effective to do so with a large caliber round because the wound channel will be much larger and it'll incapacitate it faster. I wouldn't hunt with a 5.7, right? I've hunted before with 5.56. I was not impressed with the results. I had a very, very good shot. I mean, I hit vitals, and the animal only went about 7 yards before collapsing. I mean, it basically, it was a deer. Shot through the heart. It turned, like, bound once and then died. But when I've shot animals with a 308 through the heart, they just drop like someone flicked like a light switch. It just goes like it looks like a bad animation in an old video game where it's like dead, boom. I was like, oh, that really works. Then again, the ballistic, not even ballistic, what I'm thinking for, the kinetic energy, the terminal kinetic energy in 308 hunting rounds versus 5.56 is pretty substantially different. Especially when, I want to say with the 308, I was rocking a 20-inch barrel, and the 223 I was doing a 18-inch, I think. Let's see. How true is K? Oh wait, thoughts on the broken Glock? Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe it was a ammunition velocity issue, but then when I started reading about the fact that that was it 22 Plinkster, I think, was saying that the guns ran better with high velocity, I was like, I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is one of two things: either the spring tension on those guns is too low, and so the continuous action of battering the slides is causing premature failures. But the fact that they're failing so early, like some people are saying that they went out and fired 3 or 4 mags and the guns catastrophically failed and the slides cracked. That makes me believe that it's a metallurgy issue, right? That either there was like a bubble in the casting, or if it's like an aluminum alloy, that the mixture is just wrong, and that like there's too much. Like it might be too hard, right? They might have heat treated it or whatever if it was steel, and it's too brittle, and so it's failing by virtue of shattering. Or it could be that the heat treating is. Well, I know in steel, in certain types of steel, the heat treating is very skin deep. It's brittle on the outside and more like malleable in the center. And that can definitely, if that's done incorrectly and it's heat treated through and through, that could cause brittle and cracking as well. Because people aren't seeing, like, the slides aren't deforming and then failing. They're just going, like, crack, dead. And some people are saying they had their extractors just go AWOL, just go flying out. That's pretty scary. Let's see. How true are KUSA's statements on being authentic Russian AKs? All the background talk indicates they're not connected to Clash of Clans concern. I don't know. I don't know anything about that company. I know a fair amount about their sister company, CAA, and the founder of that company, or founder owner, I think it is, Mike Hartman. He's a really good dude. IDF sniper instructor as well. He's trained 500,000 Israeli snipers, Israeli and foreign snipers, from what I understand. Very talented guy, very nice guy, and very much above the board stand-up dude. So I don't think he would bullshit. But like again, I don't know either way, so I couldn't say with any authority. Does Arrow make PSA lowers? No. PSA makes PSA lowers. And they make a shitload of them. Back when one of their factories was also a storefront, I was allowed to walk back there once and see them. They definitely make them there. They make a lot of them. I remember it was before. No, it was like right before the Obama panic stuff, and I've never seen so many lowers in my life. Like it was like thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and they were really good dudes back then, and they still are. At work, we went from Bushmaster and Colt LMT HK416. My shooting qual scores didn't change. Yeah, no, I believe that. Mil-spec accuracy out of an AR is nothing to write home about, right? What makes an AR exceptional is that its method of operation in certain configurations lends itself to be more accurate, and it can be built to be very accurate. And I've heard some idiots be like, you can make an AK just as accurate. To an extent, yes. But you're still having to fight the harmonics of a giant mass that is in direct contact with the barrel, moving rapidly back and forward, right? And that's just, it's gonna cause issues, right? It doesn't necessarily have to cause issues. You can get around it, but like the way those guns are designed, they're not as inherently accurate. They just aren't. They also have a lot more felt recoil, and so I feel like that lends people to think they're less accurate than they are. They are. I mean, they're the chrome line barrels using AKs are never going to give you like sub MOA, right? They won't. That said, I mean, the one that I shot from what's his face? Not Krebs, the other guy, Fuller. His was very accurate, but then again, it was built around that. It was like this heavy contoured bull barrel, etc., etc. Oh yeah, and a milled receiver, and everything was about as accurate as you can get it. It was a cool concept. It was to me defeats the purpose of an AK, but I mean I get it. Just it's fascinating from an engineer's perspective to see how far you could actually push it. I forget even why I even got on that. Oh, that's right, the LMT guy. Yeah. I've heard the HK416s are fairly accurate, despite the fact he's a piston system. I also heard they're very front heavy. Let's see. How bad awkward is it to perform CQC with a 20-inch versus a 14 to 16? My gold standard for whether or not a gun is the proper length for any kind of close quarters combat, right, would be, can you easily get inside your car with it and still have it like handy? If the answer is no, it's going to be tricky to use indoors, right? If the 20-inch barrel, even if you're using like super cool guy center axis relock style shooting, which for those of you guys that didn't play was it the last Splinter Cell or the one before that? That's where you put the shoulder stock, or the stock rather, on your shoulder and turn the gun sideways like this, and to reduce the overall length by like the more or less 3/4 of the length stock. Even in those instances, 20-inch barrel is a lot to maneuver inside of a building. It's like you're basically holding like a 3.5 to 4 foot long stick. And the problem isn't so much that it's hard to get in and out of rooms. It's hard to get on target without making yourself, without actually hitting stuff with the barrel, and or if you're trying to clear a room or whatever, somebody could reach out and grab the barrel fairly easily. The same is not true of like an 8-inch barreled PDW. Now you're obviously giving up ballistic efficacy to have that, and that's also part of the whole issue with the assault rifle solution to modern infantry combat, where like you've got they replaced submachine guns and then like infantry rifles with one weapon, the assault rifle, right? And while it's true that stuff like the Sturmgewehr or the AK are decent in close quarters, a really compact submachine gun is way better for room clearing, right? I mean, think about how much more handy an MP5 is than like even a 14-inch AR. It's much, much, much handier. It's a lot easier to control too. But then again, the whole thing behind an AR-15 is, or an AR-15, an assault rifle rather, isn't the fact that it is just as good as an assault weapon, God, my brain's not working. Just as good as a submachine gun and just as good as a full-size battle rifle or rifle. It's more that it kind of splits the difference. It's good enough at everything. And that's kind of where we are right now. I mean, if you look at it, it's the fact that the majority of infantry combat takes place within 100 meters, that having like a 308 with a 20-something inch barrel is superfluous, right? Or a bolt gun for that matter is just, it's pointless for most combat. You can make it work, but it's not ideal. But at the same time, when you're rocking only a submachine gun, and I'm sure the Soviet partisans could attest to this, that even with 7.62 by 25 Tokarev ammo, right? That you're still getting handily outranged by anything that's like bolt action. I mean, I can only imagine trying to hit a guy, the Battle of Stalingrad, who is only the top of his helmet is visible behind like a brick wall with a PPSH, trying to do a controlled burst at 100 meters. This guy who's sitting there resting his Mauser on like a partially destroyed brick wall. He's gonna smoke your ass every single time, and he can reliably do it with that weapon too. Now put that into that guy's hands, a Sturmgewehr, and he'll still smoke you. Put a G43 or 41, the semi-automatic 8mm Mauser guns that the Germans were messing around with, the Walther and the oh gosh, Freedom makes the other one, but same case, you're getting just absolutely destroyed. Now, turn those tables. If you got to go room to room, and for whatever reason you're not, using standard Soviet doctrine of just throw grenades at everything, your combat effectiveness goes up exponentially. If you can sit there and just go and just mag dump around corners, especially if you don't care about collateral damage, which the Soviets aren't really known for their humanitarian efforts. When especially when going room to room fighting, ask Chechnyans. I forgot why I went on the tangent. But anyway, so DD irons are pretty good. I agree. Yes, Tintin, you are correct. They are very nice. Who made the MLOL handguards with the FSB cut out? Do you see? I think it's Free Float 2. I don't know. BRN 180, yay or nay? I don't know yet. I asked them to send me one. They said they were going to send me one, and they haven't yet. Hopefully that changes. Because I really like the 180 series of weapons. They're very cool. 9mm Viner says, last week I had to heavily file down the front of a Magpul MOE handguard to fit a PSA dissipator. Yeah, I can believe that. I can 100% believe that. Diamondback, ooh. Yeah, no, I had that same initial reaction fun, but then from what I understand, a lot of the Diamondback pistols they're fine. They're actually quite good. Not the most aesthetically pleasing firearms, but apparently they're functionally fine. Hey, I live in Florida. We got a lot of gun shows. Y'all send me money, I'll send you back a full belt, whatever gun you want. Pray. Less than $1,000 all day long. Yeah, and I agree. But like I say, man, down here in Florida, the gun laws are relaxed. Yeah. Yeah, jeez. Well, I wouldn't openly acknowledge or openly admit to wanting to be a straw man for people. Let's see. My sister is anti-gun and took her kids to the March for Our Lives, and I just bought a 5.7. I forget what were those memes of the guy clearing the house with a 5.7, and an FN photo shoot, and someone was like, "You stay here, kids. I'm gonna shoot through 9 walls." Which, clearly that's not. There's no way in hell that round goes through that many things. I can tell you though, from having a cop friend of mine negligent discharge into a wall, that Golden Saber 9mm rounds will go through both sides of drywall out the other side and only stop when they hit actual wood. And that even went through some studs, I think, too. Not like the thick ones, but like the half-inch thick stuff. Russian 7.62 by 25 pistol. For some reason, the phone won't pick it up, and I don't know how to spell it properly. Yeah, that's correct. I thought law enforcement only ammo was not available to regular Joes. Yeah, I think that was I think that was not necessarily like a legal thing. I think it was like an FN thing initially. They didn't want armor-piercing rounds to be available. But I mean, the 5.7 is only really armor-piercing with a certain load within a certain distance. I think, back to that Diamondback, I think a much cooler weapon would be CMMG's, whatever the hell they call it, like the Banshee with their new 40-round proprietary mags. Those are freaking cool. Like I was very impressed with that. I think I'm gonna have them send me one of their uppers so I can just play with it on an existing gun. I might toss it on my LaRue lower for the memes. Let's see. I have an FM5 and 7 for the older models from the 70s and 80s. Very cool. The Mauser or the SKS. I mean, anything's possible in Florida, bro. I like 5.7, but it's universally known as the caliber of anime hentai enthusiasts. Big facts. Let's see. How long should somebody stockpile for? A few months, a year, 4 years, 8? Or do you do a number like about 1,000? I think 500 rounds is a good start. I like to have 1,000 rounds set aside that I have no immediate plans to use for any caliber that I'm going to do anything serious with, or like for like a survival gun. I feel like at 1,000 rounds, you can pretty much deal with any kind of threat that would possibly pop up, or any kind of like long-term issue, because even in like the event of like an actual de facto apocalypse, you're not going to be in prolonged gunfights like the Alamo style, being like there's too many of them. I mean, potentially sure, but realistically probably not. And like 1,000 rounds will go a long way, especially if you're not like shooting at everything that moves, which is also not a good idea from a moral or ethical standpoint, as well as a legal one. AP and API ammo is legal to buy and own, but it's legal to manufacture without a proper license from the ATF. Interesting. Click the ammo for 20 years. I don't know. That is really a time limit, man. Just whatever you feel necessary for the situation. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, yeah. So we went to Century's booth to do a review. And they had a AK-74 there with some pretty ugly rivets, which is unfortunate. Because I think like last year, I think Century was killing it, right? PSA, AES-10B RPK, awesome. Keep bringing in imports. Yes, they're expensive, but they're very cool. And then this year they have 74. I'm like, very cool. I go look at it. Maybe the Shogun was just a bad example, but it was not good looking. The rivets were like very half-assed. I mean, one of them had a chunk missing out of it that was refinished. If the rivet that had the chunk missing was not refinished, that would have been a much better sign. It would have been like, all right. So at some point between the factory and getting to the shot room floor, it had an idiot mark. It happens, right? The fact that it's refinished, and it didn't look like it was like hastily refinished, although I didn't take a super close look, suggests that that's kind of par for the course for that gun, which is not a good sign. It looks like somebody hand did the rivet, which is not a good thing. Just south of Tampa. Yeah, you have tons of dudes. I hope PSA 74 is good. My SA 74 needs a friend in the safe. Yeah, I mean, it could have been that was just a bad example, and I'm kind of hoping that's the case. But I would definitely like to see one and get like hands on with it and actually check it out. And as the election starts, what's your opinion of Donald ban the bump Trump? I like it. Versus any other Democrats. Do you plan on voting this year? Yeah, I'm still gonna vote straight Republican because there's no other option. It sucks. I don't think he's the best choice at all. But it's kind of like the devil you know versus the devil you don't. We're really stuck because the other options especially for Democrats, I can't in good consciousness vote for anybody who's pro-abortion. I just can't do it. I I'm not saying that nobody should ever have an abortion. I'm not insane. Some people who, if it's medically necessary and it would kill them, or a person was raped, even the rape thing is kind of like not ideal. It's not the kid's fault. Kid shouldn't be murdered for it, but going off on a huge tangent. But yeah, I couldn't in good conscience. I just couldn't do it. I personally could not do it. And so then the fact that Democrats are openly anti-gun and will go full fucking retard on it and just like, I mean, there's so many out there that like, if what we saw in Virginia was any indication, I'll take, Trump banning bump stocks over these guys basically making it illegal to exist as a red-blooded conservative, which is deeply concerning. Thoughts on the AK DMR 762, 54, etc. Yeah, I mean, like PSL works good for that. The Vepr, I have a Vepr in 54R. That's really good. That can definitely function as like a mid-range weapon for sure. I think within like 500 meters, it'd be a very dangerous tool. Shame the USG wants to replace the Armalite design for something else. Just swap the upper and you can get a modern caliber. No, I agree with that. Let's see. Thoughts on a Springfield evac? I mean, I like the way it looks. It looks. I mean, did they even announce the price? Let me look because I forget. You guys ate my freaking ate my lunch in the comments section for giving Springfield coverage of that gun. To be honest, oh wow, that much? Woo! $1,900? Hold on. Because the Daniel Defense PDW is the same price. But it has like a PDW stock and not like a quick collapse of it. I mean, I think from from like a versatility standpoint, I think it's very cool, right? Like a lot of you guys are saying, I'm not a big fan of giving Springfield money. But I suspect it's not everybody at Springfield, and I suspect it's not going to be even the guys in charge much longer, just because I don't want to support them, to be completely honest. And I mean, the only Springfield I own is an 03A3, which that was obviously well before their time. I think you could probably put together a Springfield evac for a lot cheaper. I forget who makes that front latch. They don't make that. I think it's a company out in Florida. I don't know if any of you guys know offhand. Let's see. Oh wow, there's a lot more comments than I thought. Let's see. There needs to be more 5.56 AK. Agreed, Maku. Yeah, I like the design they have. That was cool. What I was wondering is, they have a magazine adapter on their 5.56 AK, right? It's a bolt-on adapter that lets it take Stanag mags. As soon as I left the booth, the thing I was thinking is, I wonder if you could remove the adapter and make it feed from Galil mags. That would be cool. Because Galil mags are still fairly plentiful. They're very affordable. They're like, I think like $15. Now I have to look it up. I know in Gun Mag Warehouse they had them for $15 for a while. Oh, well, they sold out. They had a shite load, too. Looks like if they're in stock, DS Arms has a good amount of them. For $20. Wow, DSA has some doo-doo tier server going on there. Holy crap. But I guess they're $30 or whatever. So it's obviously not as cheap as an AR magazine, but I think in terms of longevity, they're probably better. I mean, they're basically just 5.56 AK mags. And fun fact, they're dimensionally identical to the 7.62 AK mags, at least in terms of the portion that actually goes inside the receiver. So you can lock a Galil mag into an AKM. It'll lock up fine. Obviously, it won't feed. It's the wrong angle. But I think I always wonder why they didn't. I mean, I guess because they're becoming more and more rare now. I was always hoping they would have a 5.56 AK that could feed from these like natively. Yeah, wow. Actually, Apex has The mag's on sale for $15 a pop. That's cheap. And that's in good conditions. They're going to have rust. And they'll be beat up. Well, they have 50 round mags for $50. That's awesome. That thing would look so comical inside of a Galil. That's cool as shit. Let's see. I love my Bubba 84. Hell yeah, brother. FN anti-gun then? I think FN's anti-poverty. If you want an accurate AK, you need to just spend the money and buy a Dragunov or an SKS. I mean, you can get decent. Let's see. I might be an anime or hentai enthusiast, but I am not a gen enough to be a 5'7" enthusiast. Based waff. Hi, Mr. Burst Reviews. Hello, Davis. As an avid shooter who occasionally competes in IPSC and IDPA, I would buy a minimum of 500,000 rounds a month. Treat it like a utility bill. Yeah. If you're doing competition, yeah, you need to, because you'll burn through that ammo with a quickness. It's also a very good reason not to regularly shoot 10 mil or 40 mil or 40 mil. Yeah, well, that too, that'd be really expensive. But 40 Smith and Wesson. Let's see. Shot some basic American Eagle 5.7 ammo and tested it in fake tile again. FMJ 9mm 5.7. Preferred only a few more. I'm guessing you meant perforated or penetrated. Full guns last year, everybody hated PSA and we're riding Sentry. This year, it's the opposite. Yeah, I'm a little concerned with Sentry because one of the guys that got hired there. But I'm gonna hold my tongue till I see. Do I prep for shortages? We all remember 2012, 2016, 20 shortage, how terrible it was. Do you have common calibers put back, or does that factor into your 500 rounds? Yeah, I have some other stuff in there too, and I was very fortunate during the 22 shortage. I had I had bought from the CMP. They had packs of Federal 22 for the camp. Not camp betting, camp. I can't think of it, but for the shooting stuff, the shooting competitions there for the rifle teams, they were selling the Surplus 22 mil-spec ammo, right, for cheap. So I ended up buying 5,000 rounds of 22 like 3 months before the panic started, and I don't shoot a lot of 22 anyway. And I want to say I bought the 5,000 rounds for close to $150, which is like dummy cheap, right? And I was gonna buy one. My browser screwed up and maybe double tap, and I bought 10,000 rounds. And I was like, damn it, I did not want to buy that. And then like when I went to when I was about to write an email to the customer service, and it was like sold out, and I was like, maybe I should. I'll just go 10,000 rounds. And I mean, I still have that ammo. I mean that's how infrequently I shoot 22. I mean, 10,000 rounds is a lot of 22, considering the majority of the guns I had in 22 are manual actions. So, like, it would take me a very long time to work through that many rounds in a Henry, right? Which, by the way, I have a Henry Frontier that I reviewed forever ago, like one of the first burst reviews. I have killed so many squirrels with that thing, it's a little insane. And chipmunks. And I've killed 3 bumblebees with it. Those are some hard shots. Let's see. I've seen about buying an AR-15. Any recommendations? Or AR-15 pistol? Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could buy a fairly inexpensive AR-15 pistol from PSA. If nothing else, get a lower from them with like an SB tactical brace on it. Oh crap, that's dummy cheap. There's a pistol right there for $519 out the door, and I'm guessing if you bought a pistol lower with an SB tactical brace, it'd be really, really cheap. Is there a way to actually? No. Lowers. I'm assuming they have like a 179 for their complete lower, and that's their stealth lower, so it doesn't have like the giant PSA logo plastered on it. Use that and then shop around. That'd be your best bet. It's $179. That's nothing. I mean, hell, if you look up the brace, right? Look at SBA3 brace for sale. Wow, I really can't type. How much those things run? They're not cheap. Yeah, they retail for like $159. So you're getting this thing for dummy cheap. Now I'm sure the reason it's that cheap is because I'm sure PSA bought like 10 billion of the damn things from SB Tactical, but still. Completely lost where I was in this thing. Pistol 388 is pointless, loses too much velocity. I agree, Biff. It's also a hell of a lot of fun. I've got a 10-inch barreled, a 10.5-inch barreled 308 Galil Ace. I'm in the process of doing a write up on. That thing is just brutal to shoot that thing. Centurion Arms is a new C4 M-Lock rail for the front sight post F-15s. That's pretty cool. If I'm fun with guns, at least Trump is not a communist. There's no more left and right. There's globalist and nationalist and communist. Bernie Sanders might get the DNC nomination, but being a socialist would be an easy win for Trump. Yeah, and if it's not, it very, very, very well will likely lead to somebody putting a bullet through him. I'm not advocating for it, but I think especially if that does occur, we're gonna see like Tiananmen Square levels of like lockdown. If a newly elected president was like, I want communism, and then someone shot him, yeah, that'd be a tipping point, and not in a good way. Let's see. Forgot pro-abortion, some are pro-infanticide. Yeah, dude. So okay, whether or not you believe in abortion or not, the fact that some of the Democratic candidates are like, oh yeah, you can have an abortion at like 8.5 months, or like literally as the kid's born, bro, that's not an abortion. That's murder. That's straight up murder. I mean, it's already murder. That's no amount of mental gymnastics can justify that. I mean, if you don't think that's, if those sorts of people who don't think that's wrong, right? Present them with the following hypothetical situation: a dog is giving birth to a litter of puppies, right? As each puppy comes out, you wait with a tack hammer and bash their heads in. Is it murder? Would anybody tell you no? Like, unless somebody was like a legit like sociopath or psychopath, there's no way they'd be like, that's copacetic, that's cool. No. That's a level of Moloch levels of evil, of literally eating babies. Canadian Air Guy, yeah, if y'all lose your 2A, you'll end up like us. Don't end up like us. Yeah, no, please, I don't. Canada's got some beautiful areas. I don't want to live there. Also, RIP your whole country to China. Sorry about that. Do you think what happened in Virginia will factor into the election for the common man, or do you think they won't even care or fight? I think if politicians are intelligent, they will use everything that occurred in Virginia as ammunition to absolutely obliterate the left. I mean, just point out that this is what happens when you don't vote. This happens when you become complacent, right? I mean, I think Trump came out with a tweet recently saying that he was not going to allow for gun confiscation in Virginia. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, here's the quote. Your Second Amendment, if I can zoom in for you guys to actually read it in the thing. Your Second Amendment is under very serious attack in the great Commonwealth of Virginia. That's what happens when you vote for Democrats. They will take your guns away. Republicans will win Virginia in 2020. Thank you, Dems. And he had another quote, if I'm not mistaken. It's so hard to look him up because Trump tweets so freaking often. FNH, we hate Springfield Armory. Nothing personal, Big Jim. Now you're fine. I completely understand. To be honest, I'd forgotten about the whole thing with them in Illinois and whatnot until someone brought it up, and I was like, oh shit, he's right. God, I'm so dehydrated, dude. Screw the desert. If you guys live out in Nevada, I don't know how you survive. It's like literally the worst place to be in terms of just pure climate. I would unironically rather be living in Siberia. Fuck that place. It's like I feel like anything I do just depletes all of the moisture from my body. Are you excited for the PSA Jackal? Very, MT, very. That thing looks awesome. especially with the price point of like they say like $700 or $800. Maybe it was more than that. I don't know, but it's still compared to like the $3,000 price tag on a Scar. Yeah, I'll take that. Burst review. Oh man, all caps. Help me out. The Discord link in your description is expired. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you guys. I didn't think it was. Let's see. All right, is a new Discord link. Apparently, this one will never expire, or not never, but it won't expire for 24 hours, and can be used by a bazillion people. Let's see. There we go. So, just thinking about my Radical Firearms or Diamondback AR-15 pistol. I think Diamondback makes some cool things. I haven't looked at them too much. I actually was sitting next to their press guy, their media contact guy on the flight back, and he was not having it. I was like, I was like, oh, you work in the gun industry? He's like, yeah, Diamondback, blah blah. I was like, oh, cool, you have a card? He's like, yeah, and it was like, all right, neat. And he's like, I'm gonna go back to my movie now. I was like, okay, bro, sorry to bother you. I don't blame him. It's a long ass week, right? I was thinking to buy a Radical Firearms Diamondback. No, but Springfield makes nothing you can't get somewhere else. Agreed. Thoughts on the PS9 Dagger? From my time, just having a little bit of hands-on with it, right? Feels good. Feels really good, actually. I think it feels more comfortable than a lot of the Glocks. I would really like to see them make an aluminum framed one and just be like, screw polymer, but I understand why they're not. Dolos makes the latch. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I saw the Dolos guys do a presentation when it was first coming out, and I was like, that's really cool. And then I never followed up with them because I meant to, but I forgot. But I'm like, you can ask W. Bick. He's a friend of mine in real life. I am an enormous procrastinator, and it is a fucking curse. They say, guys, procrastination is just like masturbation. Either way, you're just fucking yourself. Words to live by. You're welcome. You can put that on a plaque. No, I know you wouldn't do that, John. I'm just giving you a word to the wise. Just because you wouldn't never actually do it doesn't mean that some scumbag prosecutor wouldn't paint you into a corner. I mean, people have, at least according to Masad Ayub, guys have been nailed for defending themselves with guns that have scary names. So keep that in mind, that the prosecutor is literally the hand of Satan. 16 to 20 inch barrel for a plinking AR. I'm thinking 20, as won't be cleaning. Yeah, well, that too. Clearing rooms anytime soon. Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. Especially if you can get a pencil weight one and you're not going for like long range shooting. Pencil profile will blow your mind. Like, you're gonna be like, oh man, this is so comfy. I can shoot this all day long. Let's see. At Biff Wink, should I buy an upper and a lower, or should I buy a fully built AR pistol? It really depends. Sorry, I read something in the Discord. If you're gonna make a pistol and you have a pistol registered lower, right? Then I mean, personally, I really like the idea of building it myself, right? You're not held back by having to get X, Y, or Z, or having to shell out extra money because it comes with something you don't want. But if you see something that has everything you want and it's cheap, just get it. What did you think of the... Oh, your thoughts on the Savage 62F? I have no idea what the Savage 62F is. But I'm a good guy, so I will actually look at what that is. Oh, I have used one of those before. Yeah, they're nothing amazing. But for the price, they actually run. A buddy of mine has one of their previous models, or something very, very similar. One of those just, straight blowback, 22, mag fed, whatever. And they were good. They work well, rather, I guess, for what they are. And provided that Savage makes the trigger and the barrel in that gun, then it's going to run fine. It may be one of the guns that like, just like with Winchester, they kind of outsource to like another country, but I don't think that's normally the case. What I think of the PSA Crink, I like that it exists. Crinks are a lot of fun. They are absurdly loud, but very fun. Buy ahead of the election panic. Yeah, 100% Maku. You're 100% correct there. The ammo shortage. Wow, I just jumped way past again. I feel like this thing is not telling me how many people are actually commenting until like well after the fact. The ammo shortage sucks. We're having to go to Walmart weekly and paying top dollar. Yeah, also, fuck Walmart. Talking about scrolls makes me hungry. Rip. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. I've got and I can't show guns on the stream right now because YouTube is literally Hitler. But I've got the new Henry 410 shotgun, like, not shotgun, the axe. And I'm going to be reviewing that in the next couple weeks. And I've already smoke-checked a few squirrels with it one-handed. Very nice. A 3-inch Magnum. It's not supposed to fire 3-inch Magnum rounds, but it does. How much do you shoot a month on average? I imagine Gun Channel is burning through ammo like it's going to style. It depends very much on what I'm reviewing and what I'm doing. I would say a month, like, less than you'd think. Well, depending. I think the most that I'll do in a month is like 800 rounds, and the average is probably closer to 400 rounds. Because I'll have sometimes I'll be like, I'll have like a month where I'm reviewing like a 454 Casull and like a 6.5 Creedmoor. And so I'm not sitting there, bam, 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 like racking the action as fast as I can on a 6.5 bolt gun. And God knows I don't like shooting more than like 2 cylinders through a 454 because I have little baby hands and it beats me up. 454 Casull is no freaking joke. 75% more power than a 44 Magnum. That thing sucks to shoot. But yeah, no, it depends. I don't shoot much rimfire. The majority of the stuff that I fire is 9mm because it's very, very, very affordable. What do you think about a PW stock on an AK? I kind of want one. I've never actually seen one on an AK. I have to see one to give you an honest thing. Finally, got back to the house, was driving through the whole video. Hell yeah, fun with guns. Can you put a rifle upper on a lower with a pistol brace? Yes. Yeah. You might have issues with the buffer spring and the buffer itself, I believe, but and the gas system being like not truly incompatible, but not like super compatible. Nothing terrible. It'll run. It might not run as smoothly as you'd like, but it will run. Golly, I'm losing my voice. What is a good barrel size I should buy? I mean, for a pistol, I think 10.5 is a really good pistol length barrel because you're not losing all the ballistic efficacy. You're still getting like a decent amount. You have a decent sight radius, and plus, aesthetically, a 10.5 inch looks very nice. If you want for like boom, 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 that's funny and clap your hands like you're wearing a helmet. 7.5 is critical for like the just absurd fireball coming out. From the guns, liking that Hornady hat. Yes! It's one of the ones I got at SHOT Show, and they are, I think we grabbed one for the giveaway in the Discord. I don't know offhand. What do you think would set off the Boogaloo or Big Igloo? I think a politician catching a bullet. That's about it. That's about the only thing I think would do it. And even then, not necessarily. It has to be somebody influential, and it has to be done by somebody who was otherwise an upstanding citizen. Like, it can't be somebody that can paint in the corner as like a psycho or a white supremacist. It'd have to be somebody who was like, probably like a vet, or a cop that like said enough is enough and turned on his handlers and shot him, in Minecraft. Force the globalist to fight Alex Jones in gladiator fights. It's not fair, Wolf. He's got that super alpha male, a horse testosterone supplement. He would literally crush them with 2 fingers. Air pistol, 10 or 11.5. Yeah, good call, Biff. Let's see. Abortion issue would have been less relevant if the 90s era social GOP supported contraceptives as an alternative, to be honest, possibly. Yeah. I'd take the desert over Arctic. Yeah, I guess. Oh, God, I was just I feel like garbage when I'm in Nevada. Just like I don't know if it's just the fact that I'm in like the literal Sodom and Gomorrah of our era or what, but dude, to hell with Vegas. Let's see. Discord is very welcoming, no fatties. Good news though. If you are a fatty, once you join the Discord, you'll lose all the weight within a month and be replaced with rippling muscles. Like you'll just be gross, huge. Have you seen 1917? No, I've not. Any good new movies to recommend? No. I like Jadenville, the Irish fighting in Africa with FALs. That's like 8 months old though. I don't watch a ton of TV, like or movies for that matter. I'm trying to think of what I've seen. The most recent Rambo was pretty decent. I'm not gonna tell you where, but it's fairly easy to find online. Even for an old boomer like me. And I liked. I mean, the knife usage in the Rambo movie was a bit. It was a bit gratuitous, right? But I do like how Rambo was like a turbo FUD with a 1911, just like waxing dudes left and right. That was pretty damn funny. Radical Arms any good? No idea. Never had anything to do with their stuff. They had an M&P style trigger in the PSA 9mm, and so you can put a Gen 3 trigger in it. Yes, Tintin. It takes all Glock triggers, from what I understand. Let's see. Rambo Last Blood. Yeah, this guy had it too. He slaved the shit out of Mexican sex traffickers. USA. Agreed. Camera's still worthy of praise, or are they just good at hiding their corner cutting? I don't know. I've got one coming in to review. When I get it, I'll tell you. You are welcome, John Rhodes. I'm glad you like it, man. I'm for buying upper and lower separately. Need to pay the government more tax. Agreed. Did you hear news about the TP9 SFX Mete coming to the US? I did not. When we stopped by Century's booth on the last day at shop, there was like nobody there. So I was just like, they had a claw machine with US Palm mags. That was pretty funny. Let's see. What do you guys think of AR-15 A2 uppers like the 10.5 inch with the F-marked front sight? I'm a huge fan of the fixed front sight myself. I think from like an aesthetic point of view, very cool. They're not bad. They're really fun in full auto, by the way. Really fun. F Walmart, I feel you. Agreed. I have two 10.5 inch pistols. Oh, the 7. Yeah, my buddy has a 12 inch. I think it is 12 inch 7.6239 piston AR pistol, and it features the stupid ASC mags. I say stupid, but I hate the way they look. They're functionally fine. They think they're hideous. I think they're the same ones that Colt invented. Oh God, for their Sporter fixed guns way back in the day. PCA has 11.5 inch uppers from pistols more commonly in stock now. They're awesome. Yeah, and they're also silly cheap. Yes, fun with guns. Carry the conversation over Discord and stream as ever. You should. It'd be way cooler. Any recommendations for a 5-inch threaded optics for 9mm for under $1,000? If any said the FN 509 tactical, how did I know you were going to suggest that one? No, it is a really nice pistol though. What's the does it have to be hammer fired, or because how much were the optics ready CZ pistols? The P10, how much were those things? Cool, no MSRP. Oh wow, $600. But that's not a 5-inch barrel, I don't think. 4-inch barrel. So maybe. Oh, didn't they have like a cool Dan Wesson thing out that was coming out? There was like a hybrid. The Discretion Commander. What a name. What a meme name. Oh, that's a 45. Ah, the DWX. Is that optics friendly? Oh, it's not. All right, never mind. I'm a liar. Then ignore me. I'm a liar and a moron. Oh God, $1,800. Never mind. Hard pass. Oh hell yeah! Is that the 10 mil? Yeah, dude, look at that barrel. Hell yeah. That's like the gun I was imagining for that new TLR9 coming out from Streamlight. Like that. Very nice. I like. Speaking of TLR9s, check out these absolutely badass photos I took of... Oh no, it opened up Photoshop! I wanted to preview it. I just wanted to preview it. But yeah, they had a backlit thing, and I just took a picture because I was like, just in case I can't get a good shot for a thumbnail. But I've got an 8A. I thought I had a photo of the 9. I don't see it. Yeah, this was something interesting, and I'm doing a write-up for Military Times on... Son of a bitch. I keep forgetting this thing opens up automatically in Photoshop now instead of Windows. It's kind of a blurry shot, but that is a Mark 48 and 6.5 Creedmoor. And I was like, oh, baby. That's a badass idea. I like that. I took that photo on the shot room floor. I got more than a few looks from the FN guys, and I took it off the display table by the carry handle and just like put it on the ground. Hey, like the 5.7 from the Ruger. I don't know, I haven't shot it yet. Let's see. Y'all, when I was shopping for ammo at Walmart, it was like 2012. Discord is way better-ish. You can PM me for a promotional payment. Bro, I will the second, I'll tell you what, you get somebody to what's it called, support via Patreon, I'll give you whatever they send to us. Because like right now it's like nothing. CZ Custom Shop has a 10mm CZ97B they shot off. I don't think I've ever seen a mainstream dude ever cover it. Yeah. Maybe the military should buy the Ares MG upper. Would it be cheaper? Yeah, maybe. I don't know how well it would run though. I think I'm about to wrap it up though, guys. I'm gonna go totally not smoke a cigar. Don't tell my wife, and probably hang out in the Discord for another hour or so. But I can't keep talking at this rate because my throat is just getting wrecked. But yeah, if you want to carry over the conversation, I'm gonna drop one final cool guy invite. Only click if you're a cool guy for the Discord channel. Hop on over there, and yeah, you'll instantly become cooler, and women will give you the time of day and totally not ignore you anymore. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all of the time, effort, money, etc., and I'm glad you guys like the SHOT Show coverage. I'm going to try to increase the quality next year, but fun fact, I'm going to be a dad, so I don't know how realistic that's going to be. But yeah, so next year I'm gonna have a kid at home, so I don't think I can take my wife with me to SHOT Show. So it's going to be very, very tough. The good news is I'm also like in talks to get some potentially some jobs where I'd be covering it with a crew, and if I have a crew, then well the production quality is gonna go through the roof because I'm not gonna film a damn thing. I'm just gonna edit it all. Anyway. Stay tuned, guys, and I will be on shortly. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then go to Patreon and give me $20,000. Oh, you don't have to hit the like button. Well, take care, guys, and I will be on later.